creating a wet lab that is novel in every possible way. What could you create in it? You could create the future. You could create an environment of plants talking to each other with a robotic referee. Mm-hmm. And the robotic referee, and you could set an objective function, and let's say for the transaction-driven individuals in the world, let's say the objective function is carbon sequestration, and all of those plants are implemented with a gaming engine, and they have these reward system, right? And they're constantly needing to optimize the way in which they carbon sequester. We weed out the bad guys, we leave the good guys, and we end up with this like ideal ecology of carbon sequestering heroes that connect and communicate with each other. And once we have that model, this biodiversity chamber, we send it out into the field. And we see what happens in nature. And that's sort of what I'm talking about, augmenting plants with that extra dimension of bandwidth that they do not have. They're just last week, I came across a paper that discusses the in vivo neurons that are augmented with a Pong game, and in a dish they basically present sentience and the beginning of awareness, which is wonderful. Yeah. Like that you could actually take these neurons from a mouse brain and you have the electrical circuits and the physiological circuits that enable these cells to connect and communicate and together arrive at sort of a swarm situation that allows them to act as a system that is not only perceived to be sentient, but is actually sentient. The system has its own rules, right? What we don't want to happen with AGI, we want to happen with synthetic biology. What we don't want to happen online and software with language, we want for it to happen with bio-based materials, because that will get us closer to growing things as opposed to assembly and mechanically, putting them together with toxic materials and compounds.